Guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, hi, my name is Glory Okings. Thank you so much for stopping by. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing this is a long awaited video. I've recorded this video twice and I was not fully satisfied with the video. Plus the prices of things are changing in Istanbul. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the cost or standard of living in Istanbul, Turkey. What I'm going to cover in this video is the cost of rent an apartment, the utility bills, the price range for utility bills, grocery shopping, monthly grocery shopping, how much you would need, transportation, food, and at the end I'm going to answer your questions from my Q&A on Instagram, where I asked you guys what you would like to know, and also I'm going to share my bills, a range of how much I pay for my bills, and also compare it to a friend of mine or two of my friends that live in Maslak and Asian side. Okay, or if you live in Turkey, you would know that the economy is just I don't know what's going on. The prices of things are increasing, the dollar rate is increasing. Right now I'm going to share the dollar rate with you guys as of 30th of November. According to my bank app, this is the dollar rate. It's currently 13.4 Turkish lira. Dollar is on 13. I'm sure by next week this rate would have changed, because last week or 2 weeks ago when I recorded my previous video, dollar was on 11 or 12. Right now it's on 13.4. What the hell? Everything is going to increase in Turkey, guys. It's not funny. Anyways, moving on. For the rent and getting apartment, I have made a video on my YouTube channel. I'm going to link it up here, where I talked about getting an apartment step by step on how to get an apartment, the process of getting an apartment, what you need to know and what you need to be aware of. I basically spoke about apartments. For detailed information, just click on that. But I'm going to explain the apartment method: 1+1, 2+1 and 3+1. 1+1 means 1 bedroom, 1 living room area. 2+1 means 2 bedroom, 1 living room area, and 3+1, you get the gist. If you don't get it, forget about it.
You get it? If you don't get it, forget about it.
The 1+1 can range from 1,000 Turkish lira to 12,000 Turkish lira or above. If you want to live in a mansion, 1+1. Do you boo-boo? Whatever amount you have to pay, then fine. You can find an apartment in a normal building, like the normal random buildings that do not have a management or is not like a condo. You can find an apartment there and it's way cheaper than living in a condo or in a residence. So the prices in residential areas are higher than the prices in normal Turkish apartments. If you are someone who likes the fancy life, you cannot find an apartment of 1,000 Turkish lira. If you like the good life and you want to live a fancy life, maybe from 2,000, 3,000 Turkish lira and above. Your location, your area also depends on the price. For example, if you get an apartment in maybe Beylikdüzü, in a residence, it might be 3,000 Turkish lira for a 1+1 or 2,500, depending on how much they're renting it right now. And if you want to get an apartment in somewhere like Maslak, it might be 6,000 Turkish lira. So these are the difference. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is the utility bill. Before I start with the utility bill, I consider this as a utility bill as well, but there's a fee. I also spoke about this in my apartment video. There's a fee we usually pay in Turkey that is called aidat. This is the maintenance fee. 95% of houses have aidat fee. That's for cleaning the building, you know, maintenance fee basically. If you live in an apartment complex, you would definitely have to pay aidat, because there's someone who is coming out to take out the bin, making sure the garden is clean, the pool is clean, the security guard, there's cleaning of the elevator. So there are people that do these services and the maintenance fee is used to pay them. I believe that's the whole point. If you live in a 1+1, it's lower than the price of a 2+1. So let's say, for example, you live in a normal building. It can range from probably 150 Turkish lira or 50 Turkish lira to 150 Turkish lira or 200 Turkish lira. And if you live in apartment complex, it can range from 200, 250 and above. It just depends on the apartment complex you live at and how much it is. Me currently in my apartment complex, I pay, I'm going to let you guys know at the end of this video. Okay, so that's it for the aidat. I consider it a utility bill because you pay monthly. And the next thing on my utility bill is electricity, water and gas. Those are like the basic utility bills. I will also add internet as well. So it all depends on if you want to buy home internet or phone bill, I also add that to my utility bill. Anyway, so for electricity, it obviously depends on how much electricity you use. For me, I always forget to turn off my lights sometimes, which is a bad habit and I'm trying to stop. And I also have 2 filming lights that I turn on at least 3 times a month, and they suck up so much electricity. My electricity bill might be a bit higher than the average person, but if you do not really turn on your lights, if you do not really use your lights per se, or leave them on or forget, I'm sure it should be lower. The lowest electricity bill I've gotten is 50 Turkish lira, and that was the first month I moved in here. I really didn't do anything in the house. I was just, you know, staying, sleeping, waking up. It was summertime, so I rarely turn on the lights, maybe at night, or I'm probably sleeping at night, so I wouldn't use the light per se. It all depends on how much you use your electricity bill, so it can range from 50 Turkish lira and above. The next thing is water. Water bill also comes monthly, and it ranges from 50 Turkish lira and above. Most bills, most like electricity, water and gas, they range from 50 Turkish lira and above. So it all depends on how much heater you use in the winter, because in the winter it gets very cold. So if you use the hot combs, or the combs, are they called hot combs? Why did I say hot combs? What the hell? If you use the combs, the heater combs, you know what I'm talking about. So if you use the heater combs in the house, it might be more, your gas bill might be more expensive because that's what it's used for. But in the summer, the gas bill is literally very low. You don't even use it for anything. You rarely pay so much money for gas bill in the summer. And for water bill, of course, it depends on how you use it. From 50 Turkish lira and above, I think they might increase it now. I'm not saying it's 50 Turkish lira, I'm saying and above. So if you see your water bill is 500 Turkish lira, please do not say Glory said it's 50 Turkish lira. No, leaving your water on, turning your water on and forgetting, you're having concerts in the shower when your shower is running, when you're brushing your teeth, you're leaving the water running. Of course, the bill is going to come. Of course, the bill is going to come high. Phone bill, yeah, there's the prepaid and the postpaid. I get confused with this. So the prepaid is, guys, please, if I'm wrong, correct me, but it's one of the other. There are 2 ways. The one where you pay monthly, you pay a particular amount monthly, or the one where you pay whenever you want to pay. For example, for me, I did the monthly on, which was a scam, which I would not advise anyone to do. So basically, how the monthly pay is every month you pay a particular amount. You can choose how many gig you want according to the price. So what they do is they give you unlimited internet, and also you can make calls even without having contour on your phone. But at the end of the month, they're going to charge you. Initially, when I started with this, I used to pay about 90 Turkish lira, you know. After the first year, I was like, yeah, I can pay 90 Turkish lira per month, you know. I don't have to go to the mall to buy internet and whatnot. Instead of me to cancel my contract, I left it. And now, ask me why my bill is coming 335 Turkish lira, 350 Turkish lira. I don't know. I would suggest you just do the one where you pay, you use the internet. When it finishes, when it expires, you can go to the mall and buy. But the disadvantage is you have to go to the mall and buy whenever your internet finishes. If it's in the middle of the night and you're in the middle of nowhere, the Lord is your strength. For the broadband internet, if you are interested in having it, most people have them in their homes. There are different companies that provide home internet. There's Tuk Telecom, Turkcell Super Online, Vodafone. I currently use Turkcell Super Online. It's okay. It's not the worst internet I've used. The worst I've used is not calling name. I don't know if you're Turkish or you live in Turkey. Please let me know what internet was the worst internet you ever used. Thank you. So that's it for utility bills. Now I'm going to talk about grocery shopping. It all depends on what you're buying or the place you shop from as well. There are some places that are quite expensive and there are some places that are quite affordable. For me personally, there's this place close to my previous apartment. They sell things that are very affordable. I think it's a government shop, I'm not very sure. It's called Ampa. They sell things that are very affordable, and I loved shopping there when that was literally our grocery shopping place. Or I shop at Metro. If I have no other option, let's say I want to get something really fast for my apartment, I shop at Migros, because Migros is the shop that's close to my house. But there are other shops where you can buy things from for more affordable prices. Some of these big stores also have discount cards. Stores like Migros and Carrefour, they have discount cards. I don't know if they actually discount cards or if they do anything. I'm going to share with you guys some videos of the prices of things. As you can see, I was checking the prices of olive oil here, and olive oils are quite expensive right now. It's around 109 Turkish lira. As you can see here, like, it varies. There's the one of 19 Turkish lira. It just depends on the brand you're buying and what you're buying. And then you can see here in the pasta section, there's one of 20 Turkish lira and there's one of 7 Turkish lira. It's all this is Migros, by the way. I went to Migros to check because Migros is one of the most popular stores in Turkey. So yeah, so the price range for pasta could be from 7 or 8 Turkish lira to 23 Turkish lira. So this is for healthy pasta or healthy rice, I believe. It's also under 10 lira, so that's great. You can afford that. When I was in Cyprus, noodles were 99 kurush. Now noodle is 2 lira 20 kurush. I'm sure it will increase soon now that dollar has increased. But anyways, you can see the price of noodles has also increased. It starts from 2 Turkish lira to 6 Turkish lira depending on the type and the brand you're buying. This is also the pasta section as well. It also ranges from 6 Turkish lira, 6.25 Turkish lira. This is the spaghetti section as well. So it just depends on the brand. As you can see, there are some brands that are more expensive than other brands as well. And then I'm also going to show you for the alcohol section. So this is for wine. There's some cheap wine. If you drink cheap wine, that's great. If you drink expensive wine, it depends on how your budget is. Okay, we're working according to our budget here. So there's the wine of 35.90. That's a very cheap wine. Wow, 35 lira 90 kurush. And then you can also see the wine of about 200 Turkish lira. It just depends on what your taste is and what your money is. And then for the gin, is it gin? Are they called gin? Gin, yes. So for gin, the gin, I think wine are like the cheapest, one of the cheapest alcohol in Turkey. No, beer is probably the cheapest alcohol in Turkey. Beer is cheap everywhere, I believe, right? Or you can see a bottle or a can, is it can or bottle of beer for maybe 10 Turkish lira. I'm not very sure. I don't pay attention to these things. I didn't even check it out when I was making these videos. So maybe around that price. And you can see there the 3,000. You saw the 3,000 Turkish lira on, right? You saw it. It's right there. Wow. For flour, baking, it's from 6 Turkish lira and above. For ingredients, it depends. So the thing with ingredients is it depends on what brand you're buying from. But right now, the lowest price I saw for a pack of any ingredient is probably 6 Turkish lira and above. So maybe if you're buying curry, if you're buying it in the glass bottle thingy, it might be more expensive than buying it in the paper bag thingy. So it all depends on what you're buying, where you're buying it from, what company you're buying from in the Migros, because they have different companies that have different prices on their products. Milk as well, you can see for milk is from 8 Turkish lira to 10. When I used to take milk, it was like 5 Turkish lira, so things have obviously increased. The shops you can shop from are Migros, there's Carrefour, A101, so there's also Ampa, Metro, but I don't think Ampa and Metro are in most places. I have to drive far to go to Metro. I've shopped from Ampa in one of my vlogs, I believe, so I'm going to share it here as well. Now we're going to talk about transportation. So there are different modes of transportation, and guess what? I have made a video talking about in detail the different types of transportation, how you can move around in Turkey. So I'm going to share with you guys how to get a taxi, the different methods to get a taxi. Hi guys, so I'm going to be talking about finding a taxi. Right now I'm about to leave my house and I need to get a taxi. So there are 2 options I have. Wherever you are, you might have 3 options, but right now where I live, Uber does not work in my area, but in your area it might work. And before now I used to use iTaxi, but iTaxi stopped working, so now we use B-Taxi. This is what the app looks like. So how I do it is I just go in there. I have put the location of where I want to go to, and I would see different taxis available. One thing about this taxi, it gives you, this app, it gives you a range. It gives you a range of how much it will be. So the place I'm going to right now, it says it's going to be like 26 lira. You can see it down here. So yeah, now I'm just going to find a taxi. Hopefully I can find one. Sometimes it moves mad. Or the second option I have right now to get a taxi is I have a durag. I don't know, I think it's called taxi durag. They usually have taxi stations everywhere close somewhere. When you move somewhere, you get the durag number and then you call them and they come to you. So those are the two options I have of getting a taxi. Or you could go out and stand and wait for a taxi, but it's too cold to do that. That's not the lifestyle. When you get into the taxi, make sure they always press the button to restart the meter, and the meter starts at 5 lira 55 kurush. The thing with the taxi is it increases every year. So if you're watching this video next year, it might be more expensive next year, it might be higher. You can use a taxi if you're going to places close to you. If you're going far and you do not have a car, of course it's Metrobus. Right now I think the fee for Metrobus is 4 lira 96 kurush, or 5 Turkish lira. I'm not very sure, but it's around 5 Turkish lira. If you're a student, I would suggest you get the student card because it's way cheaper for students than using the normal card. And now I'm going to talk about food and restaurants, going to the restaurants, eating at restaurants. Basically, if you are someone who likes to eat alone or dine alone, depending on the area of the restaurant or the type of restaurant you're going to, the price is different. So if you're going to quite affordable, not the overpriced restaurant, for one person, if you want to eat a food, you can use around 50 Turkish lira and above for you to eat a meal and drink water. Let's say if you want to eat something like spaghetti bolognese, it's probably 50 to 60 Turkish lira, and you drink water. Water is not more than 10 Turkish lira. It cannot be more than 10 Turkish lira in normal restaurants. So you're going to eat out alone, maybe just hold 100 Turkish lira. If you're not drinking alcohol, that should give you a meal plus change, yeah, for one person. And for two people, if you're going to eat at normal Turkish restaurants, not overpriced Turkish restaurants, let's say 220 Turkish lira or 250 Turkish lira without alcohol. If you want to add alcohol to your money, to your meal, it might be more expensive because alcohol in Turkey is like really expensive. Now it's time for me to answer the questions I received from Instagram on living in Turkey. I'm going to answer the ones that were specifically questions. I've probably already answered most of the questions I got, but if I've not answered anyone, I'm going to read it out. How much does one need to earn to live comfortably? So to live comfortably in Turkey, it depends. There are different types of comfort. There's affordable comfort and then there's luxurious comfort. You should probably, if you earn around $1,000 or 1,500, you're living comfortably. You can also live comfortably with lower amounts. I'm not saying you have to earn $1,000 to live comfortably in Turkey, but I'm thinking if you want to be able to pay your bills on time, if you want to be able to shop without having, you know, thinking about the money, if you want to be able to just live life, go out, eat out and all that, 1,000 or 1,500 in an affordable state for an affordable person, I would say $500 should be able to have you living okay, not lavishly, like you're not suffering. $500 or $600, I think. It just depends on where you live. You can find places that are actually very affordable. You can share houses. It would hugely reduce your cost as well. How much would rent and usual bills, gas, council tax cost monthly? I've shared it in this video and I'm also going to be sharing my own pretty soon. Is there any nightlife in Istanbul? Is it Istanbul you're asking about this, or is it where? Yes, there's nightlife in Istanbul. Prices in your apartment like yours, utility, eating out, groceries I think I've answered that. How about general university fees? We can't find anything online. Okay, I usually get questions about universities a lot, much more than I expected, and I would like to put it out there, a public service announcement. I am in no way a school agent or a school principal or a school advisor in order to know the prices of schools. I rarely know how much undergraduates are paying for their school fees, talk more of a whole different school outside my school. So I know nothing about schools. I forgot to mention healthcare. If you have a residence permit in Turkey, you have health insurance, because you need health insurance for residence permit, to apply for your residence permit. So if you're going to a hospital, go to the hospital that your health insurance covers, and they should definitely give you a discount. So the average price for an affordable hospital is around 200 Turkish lira and above. But just make sure you're going to a hospital that your insurance covers, and you'll be fine. They will definitely give you a discount, a reasonable discount, hopefully. So now I'm going to talk about my bills. For my rent, I pay around $200, which is very affordable right now compared to the fact that dollar is increasing. But I pay around $200 for my rent. For water, gas, electricity, and home internet, the broadband internet, I would say I pay around 250 Turkish lira or 300 Turkish lira. So that's the price I pay for my utility bills. Then for my phone bill, I pay around 325 Turkish lira. And also for my aidat, that's the maintenance fee. I live in a 1+1. I pay 390 Turkish lira. And then for my shopping, if I'm shopping for the house for the month, I usually use like around 800 Turkish lira or 900 Turkish lira. And for transportation, where I live is quite far from the metro bus, so if I'm going out, I try to make sure I do everything I'm doing in that day, so I don't have to go out and come back, if I'm going far away. But let's say I use around 800 Turkish lira if I'm going out more than 12 times in a month out of my house, like to the metro bus place and to the city area. If I'm going there very often, I would use around 800 Turkish lira. It all depends, so I don't have a fixed price for that. So in total, I would say I use around $600 generally, including my grocery shopping, my aidat, my utilities, and my rent. Altogether, it's around 600 to 500 Turkish lira. No, not Turkish lira, sorry, dollars. I have a friend that lives around Maslak area, and I asked him for his bills so I can compare to see the prices. So his gas and hot water is around 400 Turkish lira. His electricity was around 200 Turkish lira. His water bill was around 200 Turkish lira as well. And his aidat was around 1,700 or 1,900. It just depends on where you live. This is a bit higher than mine compared to mine. The gas for mine is around, let's say, 80 to 100 Turkish lira for my house, and then the water bill is around 100 to 120 depending on how much water I use. If I wash my hair 3 times that month, it's higher. And then for aidat, the aidat is the one with the significant difference, because obviously the apartment here and there is different. So his aidat is 1,900, 1,700, and mine is 390. You can see the difference. And for my friend that stays at the Asian side, this friend stays in a mall complex. So these are the prices. So for heating bill, it was like around 68.60. This was in the summer months, because I asked him months ago. This was in the summer months, because in the summer month the heating bill are usually lower, because you don't, what are you using hot water for every single time, or what are you using the heater thingy for? It was 68 Turkish lira. Cooling bill, there's cooling bill. The cooling bill was 584 Turkish lira, and then the water bill was 137, and then the aidat is 1,854 Turkish lira. It all depends on where you live, and yeah, as you can see, my price is very different from that of my friends' prices. So it all depends on where you live, how much money you have. If you want to stay, I'm not saying in the Asian side everything is expensive. I met someone whose apartment was, his rent was around 1,500, and he lives in a 2+1. So it all depends on where you want to live, the quality of the house you want to live in, and the area as well, the location. So yeah, that's it guys. I've come to the end of this video. This was a long awaited video, and I'm glad I was able to cover everything up. Hopefully I covered everything you guys would want to know about. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.